It's been a tough month. I actually sat on a nail, ended up getting a couple stitches back there. Good news, my brother's a veterinarian. He stitched me up for free. Bad news, he made me wear this cone thing around my neck.
Before he became a comedy genius, Bill Word was a 30-something mama's boy living in a motorhome. How he transformed himself into an unfunny comic in an era when unfunny comics were non-existent is an incredible tale.
I've seen Bill perform a lot. I've seen him go from bad to worse. So quiet you can hear a career dying.
In order to understand the Bill Word of today, you have to meet the Bill Word of the early 90s. You'll see Bill, the inexperienced comic, trying to become somewhat funny. You'll hear from Bill's family, telling of his struggle to fit into a predominantly Asian lifestyle. We'll talk to friends and comedy peers. You'll see him reach the top and watch him fight to stay there. You'll discover Word's obsession with himself and his unconventional style to writing an unfunny joke.
You talk to these people and how'd you get started, and first thing out of their mouth is Bill Word, and right away the light bulb goes off your head and goes, oh, unfunny comic, you know.
This is a story of a man who has discovered life's highs and lows and is still laughing. This is the story of Bill Word, the true Hollywood story.
The dream of being one of the world's
Her life's ambition was to be a star.
never recovered from the public spotlight.
I decided to confront my father. I walked up to him and I said, "Dad, is it true? Am I adopted?" And he looked me right in the eye and goes, "Bill, you are not adopted."
He was born William E. Wang on February 19, 1959, and for the next 19 years would live in existence as a poor Asian child in Orange County, California. Stepbrother, Long Wang.
When Mom brought Bill home, we weren't quite sure, because, we were living in a white neighborhood, but to have, one of them with us is not too cool. But he was kind of funny, a little bit, sort of.
As a child, Word's unfunniness began to display itself early on. His inability to connect with other children would carry through to adulthood and eventually affect his ability in connecting with comedy audiences. This pattern of unacceptance started at a very young age, as evidenced by Word's own home movies.
The doctor made me wear this cone thing around my head. How many people think Danny Reno is a big bird? Come on, these jokes are funny.
As he grew, Word came to struggle with his identity as well as his sexuality, going through a variety of phases. He began to immerse himself in that which he perceived as popular and cool.
I would go to the planet Vulcan, because then I'd get a chance to meet Spock.
Much to the objection of Orange County's female population, Word eventually chose heterosexuality. His inappropriate behavior, lack of tact, body odor, wallabies, and the curse of not being funny catapulted Word to a life of bachelorhood. Bill Word dating casualty, Julie Kidd.
Had a pot belly. Most of the men I date are very much in shape. And can I say below the belt was pretty much not happening for me. I like my men to be well endowed. I don't know if we'll use that, but anyway, we were on this date for 3 hours, just walking around. We had ice cream. He sucked at air hockey, and it was probably the longest 3 hours of my life. 3 hours just being humiliated out with Bill, this comedian, which there was nothing funny about it. The best part of the date was going home.
Dealing with a life of failure, frustration, and fragile existence, Word finally found the world of comedy where he defined the term unfunny comic. Legendary stand-up comic Ron J. Ruman.
I can honestly say that every time I see the name Bill Word on a marquee, I think, who canceled?
Always the entrepreneur, Word soon realized the potential of teaching comedy and producing live comedy shows.
He said, after having a comedy school, they got to play somewhere. So he says, I can run a room, and sure enough, we go there, and hell, there are 25 people, and they're all 25 comics, and the same people we saw in the school, they just kind of got shifted over to do the room. So they started doing their sets, and each one would kiss each other's ass, and Bill's ass was the most kissed ass there, and we kind of figured out that as long as we can get that thing working where these white people would kiss each other's ass, we'd have enough rent money for Mom back at the trailer.
Sometimes students come to his class that are funny to begin with, and if they can just stick it out for the 8 weeks and not become unfunny, chances are they'll leave his class being as funny as they were when they first went into it.
Undaunted by his failure on stage doing live stand-up comedy, Word sought exposure in other mediums.
So how you doing, Bill?
Good, good. I want to let you know that the Falkland Island Wars are also over.
Oh, really? I'm so embarrassed. I don't know. I've been hiding in a cave or something, and now I'm going to have to shave.
While many believe his appearances on television remain some of his best work, others think it displays a deep-seated need to be accepted that is clearly unhealthy and requires serious psychiatric help, if not intense therapy, medication, and the need to be institutionalized. Popular television host Tom Rill.
I went home, and that was really the last I saw Bill for about 6 months. Then the phone calls started coming. Can I get more tapes of the show? Do you know how to put this on my website? Is the show running in Huntington Beach? Where do you live?
While many of his peers have gone on and found some level of success in the comedy arena, Bill Word remains on the outside looking in. Like a hungry dog chewing on an 8-year-old Popeye's chicken bone, Word holds on to every open mic he can get his hands on. Wherever you find an empty room, in a business where you would have no right producing a comedy show, there you will find Bill Word or one of his students. Bill Word is now, and always shall be, a legend in his own mind.